Is psychology a dark subject? It's a question many people quietly wonder about, even if they never say it out loud. Some people feel curious about psychology, others feel uneasy, and some avoid it altogether. They say psychology makes people overthink. They say it digs into pain. They say once you start learning psychology, you can't unsee certain things. But is psychology truly dark? Or does it simply shine light on parts of the human mind we usually avoid? Psychology, at its core, is the scientific study of human behavior, thought, and emotion. It does not exist to judge, label, or expose people. It exists to understand. Yet, understanding is not always comfortable. Many people associate psychology with trauma, disorders, and suffering. They think of therapy rooms, painful memories, and emotional breakdowns. That association did not come from nowhere. Psychology was born from human suffering. Early psychological theories emerged from observing distress, fear, conflict, and emotional pain. Psychologists were not studying happiness in isolation. They were trying to understand why people struggle, why people feel anxious without clear reason, why people repeat harmful patterns, why pain from the past shows up in the present. This focus on suffering is often mistaken for darkness, but psychology was never meant to glorify pain. It was meant to make sense of it. To understand why psychology sometimes feels uncomfortable, we need to talk about its roots. Modern psychology developed alongside questions about consciousness, emotion, and the unconscious mind. Researchers realized that much of human behavior is not driven by conscious choice. Instead, it is influenced by hidden processes, memories, emotions, beliefs, and learned responses. This idea alone can feel unsettling. People prefer to believe they are fully in control. Psychology gently challenges that belief. It suggests that reactions often happen before awareness, that emotions shape decisions before logic steps in, that past experiences can influence present behavior without permission. This does not make psychology dark. It makes it honest. One of the most misunderstood concepts in psychology is the unconscious mind. The unconscious is not a dark place filled with danger. It is simply the part of the mind that operates outside awareness. It stores learned patterns, emotional memories, automatic responses. The unconscious exists to help the brain work efficiently. But because it operates quietly, its influence can feel mysterious. When psychology brings attention to the unconscious, people sometimes feel exposed. Not because something bad is happening, but because something real is being seen. Psychology also explores trauma, defense mechanisms, and emotional survival strategies. These topics are often labeled as dark, but they are better understood as protective. Trauma responses are not signs of weakness. They are adaptations to overwhelming experiences. Defense mechanisms are not flaws. They are ways the mind protects itself when something feels too painful to face directly. Psychology does not force people to relive pain. It explains why the mind learned to cope the way it did. Another reason psychology feels dark to some people is that it challenges comforting narratives. It suggests that good intentions do not always lead to healthy outcomes, that love can coexist with harm, that people can hurt others without meaning to. These ideas disrupt black and white thinking. Psychology lives in nuance, and nuance can feel uncomfortable. Awareness itself can feel unsettling at first. When people become more aware of their emotional patterns, they may notice things they previously ignored. Reactions, triggers, habits. This can create temporary discomfort, but discomfort is not harm. Psychology does not aim to make people feel worse. It aims to help them understand what they feel. There is a difference. Some people fear that psychology takes away innocence, that once you understand human behavior, you lose simplicity. But psychology does not remove meaning from life. It adds depth. It helps people recognize that behavior has context, that reactions have history, that people are shaped, not broken. Psychology becomes dark only when it is misused, when it is used to label, manipulate, or judge. Ethical psychology does the opposite. It promotes empathy, responsibility, and self-awareness. It asks better questions. Not what's wrong with this person, but what happened and how did they adapt? Psychology also teaches limits. It does not promise constant happiness. It does not eliminate pain. It teaches understanding, and understanding reduces fear. So, is psychology a dark subject? Psychology explores difficult parts of human experience. Yes, but it does not create darkness. It brings clarity to what already exists. Darkness is not the presence of pain. Darkness is the absence of understanding. Psychology offers light, not by denying suffering, but by explaining it. And that explanation allows choice. Awareness allows flexibility. Understanding allows compassion. Psychology is not about fixing people. It is about understanding them. And understanding, even when uncomfortable, is not darkness. It is depth.